We're not forgetting about the 10% though. We demand to see that, pictures of it, in the hands of the people for whom it was intended. And that goes especially for our fire engine and our boats. Gaza was right when she said, I told the Egyptians. She understated it though. I told them, if you don't take that fire engine and this boat to the Rafah gates and turn it away from there, then I'll not be going into Gaza. I'll be driving back all the way through Egypt with the fire engine and the boat. And for some reason the Egyptian authorities didn't fancy the prospect of me driving through Egypt with a fire engine and a boat which they had refused permission to enter Gaza. So they backed down. And the fire engine and the boat went to the border, but they did not cross. And until they cross, our convoy will not be complete. Until we see that fire engine in Gaza, until we see that lovely boat with Atar in it, bobbing around in the bay of Gaza, showing the fishermen of Gaza how it works, although they probably know how boats work better than any of us, then our mission will not be entirely complete. But I tell you this, we're not going to leave that boat alone in that harbour. Our next venture will be to sail an entire flotilla of boats full of aid into Gaza through the sea, through the Israeli Navy. And I say to our fellow citizens in the Royal Navy, as we approach you, we come in peace. We don't want to fight the Royal Navy, but we aren't going to be stopped by the Royal Navy, the Israeli Navy, or any other Navy. We're going to Gaza by sea as one of our next ventures. But just as important as taking things to Palestine, and we will take many things now to Palestine over the next period, just as important as that is changing the narrative here in Britain. Because Gaza was right. That's the question you should ask your MPs. What did you do when Gaza was burning and when the Palestinian children were crying and dying? But I'm not asking you not to ask them, but I can give you the answer. Most of them did bugger all when Palestine was burning and when the children of Palestine were dying. And that's what we have to change. And we have to change it with actions here on the ground. And I have some ideas. Viva Palestina must remain alive. It must become an organization that thousands join, that thousands subscribe to and fundraise for, so that we can build a solidarity movement here in this country which is the equal of the Israel lobby in Britain. There is no reason why. Why should it be true when right is on our side that our adversaries have so much power and we have so little? People say, well, they've got lots of money. So do we. We raised hundreds of thousands of pounds in days. There's 2 million Muslims in Britain. There's millions of others, non-Muslims, who care about these subjects as we do. We can build a mighty solidarity movement in this country, so strong that no politician will dare ignore it or defy it. That's what's happened, isn't it? In other places, other people have such solidarity movements to terrify the politicians, to command their attention, to impose their agenda. We have to do the same. There's no point in bewailing the success of the other side. It's in our hands to build something just as strong as they have built. And if we do it in an organised way, if we do it in the spirit of the car park of Al Arish, we can do it, and we are determined to do it. We must pick up this fractured, vulcanized boycott campaign. Everybody's boycotting something. The problem is, we're all boycotting different things. We're boycotting shops that have nothing to do with Israel. Some of us are selling, some Muslim shopkeepers in my own constituency at Ramadan are selling Israeli dates at Ramadan, just through disorganization, through lack of knowledge. We have to, and I promise to do it, identify just one or maybe two corporate targets of the worst offenders, Israel's biggest supporters, and let's have 1 million of us, 2 million of us, 3 million of us boycotting them until they change their ways, until they change their attitude. I've identified a shop in Kensington Church Street. Does that address sound familiar to you? Well, if I tell you that that shop, if you open the back door, you're standing next to the back garden of the Israeli embassy in London, that's exactly where it is. We're going to take it, we're going to make it a Viva Palestina shop, and one day, inshallah, we'll give it to the Palestinian embassy out the back door and give it to them as an annex to their embassy. And we're going to sell there all the products of Palestine, all the solidarity material with Palestine. It's going to be an alternative to the Israeli embassy around the corner. And every visitor to London who thinks like us will have a wajib to come and shop there before they go to Harvey Nichols or Harrods. We have many plans, and they don't all only have to do with Palestine. Salma Yaqub and Yvonne Ridley came to me with an idea which not only do I endorse, I'm now claiming it as my own, because that's the kind of guy I am. Salma and Yvonne said, the United States bombers are destroying whole villages in Swat, in Pakistan. Why don't we form Viva Pakistan and rebuild the villages that the American bombers are destroying?
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
So that's another project. But I promise you it's not a convoy. If you think I'm driving all the way to Swat with you. But we'll raise funds. We'll hire labourers, bricklayers, joiners, glaziers, plumbers, electricians. We'll buy materials in Pakistan and we'll rebuild those villages better than they were before the American bombers destroyed them. So watch out for the many tasks which lie ahead and join in with them. The next time I see you, I'll be presenting you with a Palestinian passport, making real that wonderful slogan which arose spontaneously from the ranks during the 22-day war. In our thousands, in our millions, we are all Palestinians! In our thousands, in our millions, we are all Palestinians! Viva Palestina! Viva! Thank you very much.